Hello again, YouTube. This is the Truth Man giving you the truth. I think I'm gonna make around maybe two, maybe three videos today. Couple things I want to talk about. Like sometimes I get a topic from something I saw most of the time, or something I visualized, or even sometimes something that the Most High be wanting me to talk about, possibly because people praying. But today I want to talk about why you should move out of your hometown. Why you should move out of your hometown. Now listen. Now, y'all hear me even saying, when in regards to women, that your history, and men too, your history is going to follow you. Your past is going to follow you. But when you in your hometown, a lot of times your past follow you in ways that it don't have to. Some people bring up the past out of jealousy. Some people bring up the past, like in my case, I had a lot of fights and I wasn't losing them like that. So people bring up the past. Like they don't like you anyway. Like they've been holding it against you. Like I used to laugh when people get whooped. I was, in a lot of ways, I was a pretty bad guy, coming up. But I wasn't the only one. Like people try to hold little stuff against you. But this is why you should move out of your hometown, and this is why it's not in your best interest to have people that you know on your social media, unless they're your friends, you're close to them. Like, if y'all wasn't dealing with each other for years, like this is what I'm noticing. Like, it was a bunch of guys in my neighborhood anyway, and they all were like goons, like practically all the guys when we grew up, 16, 17, 18, 19, especially 20. All the guys in my neighborhood were rough. They were goons, like all of them, including me. People didn't mess with us. They didn't mess with our neighborhood because of that reason. And a lot of them did prison time. But then you reconnect with people on Facebook. And I heard something earlier, and it was a guy that he was always cool. Like, I was like, dang, that's cold. Like, whoever he was talking about, he said that people be acting brand new on Facebook. I remember your whole family used to smell like pee. I'm like, dang, man, that is a slapper. You slap somebody in the face with that. Now let's say whoever he was talking about, obviously it wasn't me. I went to school with him, but it wasn't me because he don't know anybody in my family. So it wasn't he. It was somebody that he knows, their whole family. He said, I remember y'all whole family used to smell like pee. But that's how social media is. That's how the people in your town are. Like, they remember the good and the bad. And sometimes when you say stuff they don't like, they'll clap back like that. And that's why you gotta be careful with this social media stuff, because you will be climbing in your life. You'll be doing better for yourself. And maybe y'all was poor when y'all was little. Like for instance, whoever he's talking about, like they could have all slept in the same room, same bed, and one of them peed in the bed. It's freedom of speech, but that's what happens. You got to take the good with the bad when you dealing in social media. I can tell you something about my social media, right? I had both parents. Like, yeah, my parents were kind of on the hood side, but they were together and they were raising us together and they were married while we was coming up as kids. But a lot of the kids in my neighborhood, though, came from broken homes. So a lot of them, Like my cousin said, she said, don't pay no attention to these guys. They bums, they jealous. They always been jealous. She grew up in our neighborhood as well, even though me and her were first cousins. So she knew the guys that made the comments. Like, basically it was this. We had a name for our block. And myself, unfortunately, and a couple of my friends from the past, we came up with it. A guy from the neighborhood that we really didn't like that. I don't know what they did after I was out of the picture. I started preaching, doing all kind of other stuff. But while I was in the picture, they didn't like him. For one, he was always, when we was younger, he was always bigger than us. He was older than us. And he kind of tried to fight us for that reason. So he tried to give credit for that to a guy that wasn't even from the block. And when I told him, man, such and such was cool, but he wasn't with us like that. He didn't come up with that. He clapped back. He tried to tell me, oh, you ain't never leave off the porch, this, that, and the other. Now, I talk about this sometimes because my real problem wasn't with how he said that. My problem was with the people who actually knew, who was actually around, that knew what I did on a regular basis, so on and so forth, that didn't say anything. It's like when you know something, I understand people don't be wanting to get involved. But sometimes when people making up stuff, you should get involved. That's why I did. I said, man, he was cool, but he wasn't with us like that. He didn't come up with that. Only one person said something, and he, hopefully he's resting in peace. He actually came on there and kind of tried to smooth it over, and agree with me at the same time. Me and this guy fought, and I beat him so bad that one of our other friends that was kind of cool with both of us had to drive his car. He couldn't see. His eyes were swollen shut, both of them. But I'm not proud of that. I'm just saying. You gotta leave your hometown. You never know when your enemy's gonna resurface. You shouldn't have them in. If you had fights, if you had a rivalry with somebody, do not be friends with them on Facebook, because all that's gonna happen is he gonna end up unfriending you, or she, or you gonna end up unfriending them. That's all that happens. Like another guy, same neighborhood, beat him up many times. Same thing. He tried to repeat what he said. But what's weird about it, neither one of those dudes ever went anywhere. Like a lot of times they'll tell you, anybody grew up, my mother be calling me, David, just calling me because she don't know where I'm at. These dudes, then they the ones that didn't have money to go to places like Great America, summer camp, stuff like that. But that's how people are on Facebook. Facebook, it's too fake for me. Like, I only post when I'm trying to get something off my chest. When, I ain't gonna lie, when I'm kind of going after somebody. I don't post for likes because I already know they're not gonna like my post. But what I said is I slowed down my posts tremendously. And I'm only gonna post success and progress, unless every now and then I might post. Cause yeah, I'm cool with a lot of the people on there, but some of the people on my page, I could tell like they did a good job of hiding the fact that they don't always like you. Like, just cause they send you a friend request or you send them a friend request, that don't mean they like you. Like, that don't, and you'll know it Because when you say something to them, they're either not going to respond, they not going to like it, so on and so forth. Like I noticed, like in my neighborhood, the guys from 20th Street, like most of them, you could tell like they ain't had no type of problem with me, so on and so forth. Our interactions, one of them been to one of them on that end of our neighborhood even cut my hair. Like, but some of these guys, man, this is why you should move out of your home state. If you don't have direct, close ties with your relatives, like if y'all not close, that you should just move. Like you should move. Like I ain't talking about occasional encounters. I'm talking about close. Like y'all do a lot of stuff together. Y'all get along. Y'all look out for each other. Close. If you not close, because friends could move when you move. I'm talking about relatives. If your relatives ain't right, like they doing stuff like they having addictions, or you don't hear from them, y'all don't get along, y'all can't be around each other too much without getting into it. Because of that stuff that I'm mentioning on Facebook, not only should you move from your hometown, but if you create a social media, just try to keep the people that you knew when you were younger off of your page. Off of your page. Now women, if you was an OH, that's another reason why you should keep them off your page. But when you get with somebody, you need to tell them the truth about how you are so he won't waste time. That he can make a choice about you without wasting time, and you down the line, you return to the streets and he stuck with this fat alimony bill. That's evil. It's gonna come back on you too. Like people think they be winning. You're not gonna win. When you mislead people how you really are as a woman, you not gonna win. But I get you having a social media page and you had a bad past. Don't put people on there from today where you changed. But move out of your hometown, because like I said, like it's hard sometimes when you become a preacher and you done did some dirty stuff to people before you got to know God. People would be looking at it like, man, I remember this, I remember that. Man, he ain't all that. I remember he was out here with us. Move. Create social media platforms to promote business and with people who you know you from now. Because what I notice is a lot of times you can't even tell people about that stuff. Because they won't trust you. Like, you don't know what happened. Their father could have been like a gangbanger or a drug dealer and he abandoned the family. So they have no respect for him. And then here you come, I used to do this, I used to do that. And they gonna look at you like, and they gonna start acting different. Like, I've learned the hard way, you can't, like some stuff is meant to be kept a secret. It's just the way it is, man. Especially at work. At work, everything is meant to be kept a secret. Unless it's something shallow like you play college football or some stuff. But any negative stuff is meant to be kept a secret. Move out of your hometown. Watch who you put on your social media. I'll give you another. These videos I'll be making, right? When I post them to Facebook, they don't even watch it. Like, very few of them even watch it. But yet, I have videos on here with thousands of views, hundreds of views. People watching it. This is how people you know, this is how they do you. That's why a lot of y'all not prospering now, because you need to get out of your hometown. People putting that negativity on you. You see them, they laugh and giggling about negative stuff from your past. I came back to my hometown, but I'm finna move again, and this time it's for keeps. If I move where I'm moving, if I want to move again, it's going to be somewhere else I ain't never been. It's not going to be here. Not going to be here. But thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Share, subscribe. Get out of your hometowns. Stop putting your adversaries on your social media. And I'll see you on the next video.